Hello everybody, this is Deadlinux again, and this is another Linux video. Obviously, as you can see, because I'm in Linux, if you can't tell by now. But what I wanted to do the video on today is I was doing a little bit of Minecraft research again, and I'm a Minecraft player. If you look at my channel, you'll see I've got a bunch. And most of those are shot in Windows, but I do play Minecraft in Linux. I used to play pretty heavily, and sometimes I'll go for months and months and months without booting to Windows if I'm just playing Minecraft. I'll do that anyway. But what I want to talk today about is if you're a new Linux person, that's not the right address. There we go. Okay. If you are a new Linux person, then you may have noticed that if you try to run Minecraft, you used to be able to just double click and load it. We're just going to save this file here, and we will open the folder so you can take a look at the file. Okay. Come on, clicky. There we go. Alright, so we just downloaded it fresh from the Minecraft web server, and there it is, right there, in our downloads folder where we have Bandicam, setup, Lugaroo, and all the other stuff we have from the other videos. If you try to double click and open this, it opens the folder because a .jar is a archive. It's an archive folder. And so when you're in Linux, this actually means editing the jar files is a lot easier because you can do it natively in the operating system, as opposed to Windows where you have to download 7-zip. I use 7-zip because I think it's the easiest, or WinZip or some other zip file. Minecraft, it's just, or I mean on Linux, it's just a lot easier because you have zipping tools already built in. But you can't do that way. You want to run it in Java, right? Because it's a Java-based program. We see the little cup there with the little, steam coming off the top, so we know it's Java. So first, let's check the permissions, like usual, and make sure we can allow executing as a program, because that'll be our first problem. And then let's do an open with. Now, this is the question. We can open with the archive manager. We know that. We also have this. Open with the OpenJDK Java 7 runtime. What do you know about OpenJava? Well, let's just zoom out to the internets so I can show up their page and you can see it. Okay, OpenJDK. What is it? This is the open source Java distribution. As it says here, if you're looking for the Oracle JDK, you can't find them here. You have to go to java.oracle.com. And as everybody knows, Java was a Sun Microsystems product for the longest time, and it was purchased by Oracle 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe it's sooner than that, I can't remember. You can correct me in the comments. But then you can't necessarily distribute it, or most Linux distributions don't like distributing it with the operating system because of reasons blah 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 blah. Let me have a sip of my coffee here. And anyway, so the question comes up, well, why do I want to use this? I want to use java.net. Can I still do that and still use this version of Java, and download it from the website? Well, as Linux you can. You totally can. There's the RPM here. There's the open source, or not the open source, there's the actual download. I think this is just the big bundle here. And then, of course, we have the 64-bit and the 64-bit RPM. Do you need to do that? No, not necessarily, because we can actually go to our software manager here. This is kind of a long intro, so I apologize. But I think it's important to know, because I don't know if people are having confusion about it or ever do. I know I did when I first started. So we're waiting for that to load up. These are the two choices you have when you're going to run Minecraft. And actually, what we can do here, let's do open other application. And where's, there it is. We're just going to say remember this. So as you can see, it's downloading. Oh, this is a different type of launcher. There we go. Very different. It's cool though. So I am okay. So obviously, as you can see here, at least the launcher runs just fine. And looks like my software manager is not going to pop up again because it's decided to be crazy. Anyway, can you download the binary version of Oracle's Java? You can. And I'm going to see if I can maybe get my other package manager to load. Because what I want to show you is that it actually is available in the repositories. It just doesn't install by default because it is proprietary. So there's reasons. So if we go here, we're going to see all sorts of stuff. So you can get to OpenJDK, yeah, there we go. Or so this is what we have so far. Now if we go further down, maybe it's not in this repository. I thought it was. Let's just do this. Here we go. Ice-T is another version. JVM 7. Oh, maybe it's not by default. Maybe you do have to go get it. You can get 6. It's just fine. Shoot, I thought you could. So you actually would have to add the repository or download it and install it yourself. Linux Mint doesn't include it by default. Other distributions sometimes do. But as I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to run this in a window just so I can prove it. It's fine. I guess the point of the matter I want to make is it's fine. OpenJDK is actually just as good as good old school Oracle Java. In fact, in some ways it's better. So can you do both? Sure you can. So just create a new world quick. We'll call this Linux based. We'll just create a new world. And I'm doing all this in OpenJDK 7. So there are very few reasons why, if I'm a Minecraft player, I would need to switch. Now, if you go to the Minecraft official website, it's going to tell you you need to be running the Oracle version of Java. Why? Because it's a standard. They know you can go there and get it. But you're going to find people who support this just as well. And honestly, this is open source and will be compiled for your operating system a lot better than if it was Oracle's. So as we see here, where am I? Oh, still loading. Oh boy. Give me a second here. Oh. Okay. There we go. Jungle environment. Little dark. Don't need that. FOV 95. Video settings. No, just crank this. Done. Back to game. Perfect. There we go. It's a little bit better, right? Okay. Achievement get. I can open my inventory. So as you can see, OpenJDK runs is fine, and actually it's speeding up. It's a little laggy because I'm still world generating, but I'm also trying to record the video at the same time. So big deal. You'd have similar problems in Linux on a similar system. And my system's not the fastest thing in the world either. So really, this is actually a pretty good test. So if I wasn't recording it and I turned off some of the options or whatever, played around with it just like a Windows machine, it would run just fine. And you can't hear the sound because that's a problem with me, that's not a problem with Minecraft. I can hear the sound just fine. So what, right? So I can do it in OpenJDK, but let's just say you're having problems and you really want to switch just so you know that you're running the official version. So, okay. How do you do that? Well, let's try it this way. Now I'm just going to do this completely off the cuff. I haven't done this in a while to install the regular version of Java, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's see. I could add the repository, but I'm going to go straight out to the internet and grab it. Because if you're like me, when you first installed Linux, you just expect this to work. Let's just see all Java downloads and see if there's one that's going to be a deb package. Nope, there isn't one. So I don't have an RPM system. I have apt-get. I have Linux Mint. Ubuntu is the same way. So you would need a .deb or a Debian file. I'm running 64-bit, so let's get this guy. Now, can you convert an RPM to a Debian file or a Debian package? Yeah, of course you can. You use there's a little package called Alien you could use. Does it work? It's okay. It's, buyer beware. It works just fine, but there's some packages that don't play ball by the same rules, so you may find problems. 2, 1, blah 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 blah. Don't tell me this is gonna be one of those. Nope, that's the full thing. Okay, so we're gonna open the containing folder, and this guy we're gonna cut because I want him to be somewhere else. So we're gonna go to my root of my home folder here and paste. Now I'm just gonna run this in my home folder. I'm not gonna install it in the entire operating system. Why? Because I want to get rid of this later and I don't want it to cause further problems, and because I can. So we are going to actually, you know what? No, we're gonna create a folder just in case this starts splaying everywhere. We'll just say Java. Take this guy and dump him in there. Put this up. And now we'll do extract here. Notice we have a tar.gz and there's no 1 after the tar. So it knows that you can extract this. Now, if you remember with Chasm, we had that problem with the 1 in here. So if I had gotten rid of the 1 early, I wouldn't have had to extract it twice. So, there's another way of doing it. Just so you know. So here we go. That's the JRE, right? So let's see. There's Java. Let's make sure it's executable as a file. It probably is. Yeah. So we can really just do this. So then, how do I open Minecraft with that? Well, you could go to command line and do it that way, because you could go this, and then I'm going to go. I'm in my home folder. I'm going to go cd Java. Cd Java. cd JRE. Dear. cd bin. Then I could do Java and then run it. You don't want to do that, do you? No. I figured you probably won't. So let's just do it with the GUI because we know how to. So open with other application, right? Okay. So use a custom command. Let's browse. And we're going to go back to my file system. Go into Java, the folder we just created, which is right over here. Open here. Open bin. Pick this. And actually, yeah, we don't need the Java Web Start. That's what this is. Java Virtual Machine, Java Web Start, and Java. We're just going to run it in Java because I think that's fine. Okay, we're going to say use a custom command. That's it. And then it's going to add the executable to the end of this. And we'll say open. Let's see what happens. Dun 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 dun. Didn't I get it? Maybe I screwed it up. Let's try this. Uh-oh. We got problems right here in River City. Let's go to command line and see what's going on. Like I said, I'm doing this completely off the cuff, so I guess it's probably good I'm running into these issues. You might too. So let's get to our Java folder. Java. Okay. And I know it's in the bin folder because we just looked at that. So now we have Java. Okay, yeah, it won't do tab completion because there's more than one Java thing here. So now I'm going to go home, Connor, downloads, because I see it. Interesting, I can't just do that. Could not find or load main class. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's just try this. What happens if I go in here? Well, how about I read the README? Oh, I hate that. Never mind. How about welcome? Hi, kitty. Okay, fine. You can sit in the window, it's fine. Cat likes to sit right next to me. So, let's see here. Why don't we just do this? I'll just run that. Can I do that? Something's going on. That's a good thing that I didn't install this to the regular main file system because it's not playing ball. Okay, it's not running in the background, so that's good. Alright, so what's your problem here? Can I do this? Run it in the terminal, sure. Do I get a control panel for Java? I should. Okay, temporary internet files, Java runtime versions, there it is, enabled, okay, security, whatever. Okay, so it's there, so it's running. Can I just open it? I can't run it just by itself, I know that, so I'm being dumb. Let's just do this. Okay. Oh, I know what I'm missing. Okay. If you look up here real close, if you're using a jar file, because we just talked about it being an archive, Java needs to know it's that archive. So you need that -jar. So, okay. So that's where I screwed up. That's my bad. So let's do this again. And we'll go open with other application. I don't think it'll be in the list right now. Nope. We're going to use a custom command again. We'll browse to our folder. Okay, where's Java? Java. Open. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to put a -jar in front of it. Like that. Now I'll hit open. Could not find the bin. Okay, so I've got the apostrophe in the wrong place. Let's do that. Let's see if this works. It does. Okay, so there's the trick. So you've just installed a vanilla version of Java. It needs to know you're using a jar, so it's a little bit tweakier. But now that we've done that, now we can just double click and it'll run. So let's just hit play. Notice all the stuff saved. Why? Because this is your Minecraft folder running here. Java doesn't care. So we're not running a different version of Minecraft. We're running the exact same version, and actually I will actually get to my original save file that I just created a few minutes ago. That's right, kitty. Yes. Alright, so if I go single player here, there it is, Linux based. I'll run it in a window as well. Let's see. Yada yada yada. Boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Okay, so it's loading up. We've been through a little bit of world gen, so this shouldn't be as slow as the first time. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. But I mean, you know, here we are again. So I can punch trees or do whatever, or basically just jump off and kill myself like this. Oh gosh! There we go. So, and it's right now it's laggy for me too. So I'm just trying to get to a place where there's not so many huge trees and you can actually see what we're looking at. Because there's other questions that I'm going to answer here just a second. Because if you're new to playing Minecraft and Linux, there are a few things to know, especially if you enjoy playing with mods. I'm going to show you that in a second. All right, we're almost done with world generation here. A little bit of rendering, and there we go. Oh, what an interesting mountain! Ooh, cool. Whoa, hello. You're gonna render any further? Let's go take a look at that quick. So anyway, as you can see here, we're running the native version of Java. No, we're not. We're running the proprietary version of Java. I'm sorry, Oracle. And we got cows and we got chickens. Yes, sound does work. I want to keep emphasizing that. I just don't have sound running on this right now. Oh, and this is speeding up more and more every time. So this is good. This is actually running really fast, comparatively speaking. My system running Minecraft in Windows is not as fast. So you may actually notice a performance boost. For some reason, Linux and Java get along a lot better than Windows and Java do. That's my experience anyway, and you can call me a liar if you want, but every time I've run Minecraft and Linux, I always end up having a better time. Yeah, it's a cool little spot. Neat. Okay, notice I'm running this in a window. Can I run it full screen? Sure I can. Well, I'm not going to do full screen, but I can do this. Back to game, and here we are. Now I'm even hearing the music coming in. Yeah. So this is the way to run it in either way. So you can play it in both. So let's say you're having difficulty with one or the other, right? And you want to try one of the other binaries. I mean, if you want to switch Java versions, is I guess what I'm trying to say. You can, and we can do it right here. We got Java here, which is the one we picked, so we know that's going to be this guy over here, this JRE 1.7.025. Okay, so we have it in our home folder. This is not system-wide. Keep this in mind. So if you have other programs that are using Java and you want them to use the Oracle version, you need to point them to this folder, otherwise they won't know it's there. Can you install this system-wide? Yes, you can. But I would recommend, if you're going to do that, find the Debian package or find the official package for your operating system, either through a separate repository or through other means. Don't dump that into the bin folder on your system and expect it to work. It gets a little tweaky. Like for example here, we're just going to Google for it. So we're going to say Java, JR, Oracle, Linux, Mint, because that's my operating system. And here you go. How do you install the Oracle JRE? And you have instructions. First you have to remove the other one here. See, this is why I don't like doing it. You have to remove the other one, and then you go to java.com. You have to make a folder, and then they install it to opt. So yeah, and I don't like doing that. I would like to be able to get rid of it if I have to. So there's that. Now, mods. So let's say, for example, you wanted to do Feed the Beast. Like here's my Feed the Beast launcher right here. Can I do the same thing here? Yeah, I can. Can I open it in Java or OpenJDK? Yes, I can. Totally can. And it'll run just fine. Let's do a new one. One of the ones that I used to like using. I still like using it, but it doesn't have the mods that I like anymore. The Technic Launcher. A little bit more coffee there. Okay, so Technic Pack. Technicpack.net. Go here. Hexit? Ooh. Ooh. Hexit, now recommended. Receive including the crash fixes for Bibliocraft and blah blah blah. Cool. Okay, so I just want the launcher anyway. Let's go down and get it. So Windows, Mac, and Linux. Notice they make it very specific. It runs in Windows, Mac, and Linux. Auto updating of both Windows and Mac. Well, it works on Linux just fine. Now we're going to save this file, and since this is going to be our launcher, we're actually going to move it someplace else. So let's open the folder again so I can see where it is. It's going to be here, but I might want to use it later, so I'm going to actually just drag it to my desktop. Because like the Feed the Beast launcher, I want to be able to just double click and launch it, right? Now let's make sure that it's executable. Permissions. It's not, so we have to check that. And now we can right click and we can open it with Java, because now our operating system recognizes the fact that, yes, Kitty, I know you're very important. Yes. Recognizes the fact that now you've associated Java with jar files. So you can use this whenever you'd like. Now he wants to play. I'm not going to play with him. Okay. I will later. But let's just use OpenJDK. Let me show you how this works.